Hello ladies and gentlemen, how you doing today? My name's Bilify and today we are here to counter a glove. Which glove might that be? Why, of course it's the 64 glove. And these are the amazing goobers that are going to be helping us to figure out what counters this brand new 64 glove. We got Foxxy, CT, Cyborg, Carl, Ivan, Bio, Gravity, and Pyro. I appreciate all of you. Let's get into this. The first counter on the list is going to be the rocks. I would not use diamond as there is a slowdown penalty and it does have a big cooldown. I'd much rather use either custom or mega rock. But as long as you are in the rock form, if they try to land anything on you, you're not going to get hit by a shockwave and you can end up oofing them if they try to land on top of you directly. Not the most effective thing that you could do, but if you see them coming after you, you can go into the rock to avoid it. I'm gonna say the rocks are like a 50% counter. Low key, how effective would a spring be? It's actually going pretty well here. You're kind of matched up in the air, and as long as you're jumping over the ground pound, it's not gonna hit you. So the biggest thing is you're just gonna be matched up in midair. The spring and the Mario gloves are kind of even with each other, honestly. So if you wanted to have a fight with them just to see what would happen, it would be pretty cool. But in the end, I would think Mario would win it just because it does have a better jump. I don't really consider this a counter. This is just, you could go heads up with it and have a fun battle. What happens if you stun one? Alright, so if you stun them, they cannot jump. Okay, so this could lock them from doing the slam on you. Stun's gonna get a 50-50. If the cooldown wasn't so long, I would say that this is worth to use. Don't use the Z glove because the Mario glove actually has a lean to it. So they can run and slap you instead of having to do the method where they have to pick up the glove and slap. This time they can just run and slap. So yeah, definitely don't use the Z glove here. The magnet glove is probably going to be a 50-50. When fighting them, if they're doing their jumps, you can absolutely use the magnet ability to go up to where they're at. The one bad thing with magnet, why it keeps it at 50-50, is that long cooldown. But yeah, you could absolutely go up to a magnet. What happens with the reverse glove? Ah, they take the knockback. I see. I wouldn't consider this a permanent solution, though. I would say that even reverse itself is 50-50, just because it has quite a long cooldown. Shukuchi's gonna be another one that's 50-50. You're gonna get bullied until you have your ability. So the only real use and good times that you could use Shukuchi is when you have the ability up. You're not really gonna have any bit of a slap advantage. I think Woah should be good here, but I think they win the shockwave battle with cooldown. Alright, so if fighting, you could definitely Woah them in midair, but they get their abilities back immediately. So this, again, because it has that long cooldown, is going to be yet again another 50-50. Oh my gosh. What happens if you slap them with ice? Alright, if you hit them, they cannot jump, I don't think. Oh wait, one was able to fix themselves, the other one wasn't. So ice is going to be another 50-50, just because it is a passive glove, so you're going to need to land a slap. And a 64 user is definitely going to have the advantage over you, desync wise, so it's going to be a lot harder. But if you do manage to slap them, they can't use their jumps until they're out of the ice. So this could give you enough time to get over there and slap them off the edge. Oh, what happens when you give them balloons? I don't even think this is a counter, I'm just intrigued to see how high they can jump. You could like slap your friend and give them the ability of like a super slam. So you have to break the balloons before you can slam the ground. Oh no, I guess not. So Balloony could be a funny little combo glove. Give your friends the ability of a super slam. The higher up a 64 goes, doesn't mean they get more knockback power. It's just funnier to hit, but no counter for Balloony. With Gato active while you're petting the cat, you are perfectly safe and you take no knockback. And it's just like reverse where they take the knockback there. But this is like reverse, it's another 50-50. How fast can they recover off of a Thor hit? Alright. Ooh, that shock keeps them down. Ooh, okay. Thor gives the same effect as stun, so they won't be able to jump until they fully recover. But because Thor still has a longer cooldown, this is going to be another 50-50. Ooh, I think gravity's going to be a good nullifier here. The one downside to this is they can come in and do a slam from the outside. Yeah, can't do anything from the inside. Yeah, they can jump from the outside in and slam. This can be kind of effective to go against them and trap them, so I think it's one of the better gloves of the list so far, but still nothing that crazy. I'm gonna give Gravity a 75% counter here. Oven is a great counter. It's more of a deterrent, but definitely works as a counter. You could easily bait one of these users into this, or just hover this, and if they try to slap you, it's not going to end up well for them. So say you're in the middle of fighting, you could just drop one of them. They could try to sell it to land a slam on you, or they could end up waiting, but you get your ability back very quick, so that you could hover the oven. You could always just sit here and keep spamming ovens when need be. Another 75% counter. Ooh, can you panic use a blink? Alright, so let's see. Yep, perfectly safe from the slam while you go in blink form. Ooh, blink can be really good here. So say you're fighting, and you panic use blink and they try to do the slam on you, it's not gonna land. They're gonna need to slap before you're able to be hit. This is the first glove to counter both sides of the Mario glove, so I think I'm gonna definitely give this a gold tier counter. Combat-wise, how well could they dodge a beach ball? The closer you are to them, the harder it's gonna be for them to dodge. But let's say you are combating with them. You bait them out. Ooh. It all comes down to user reaction timing. So for the beach ball glove, I'm going to give it a 50-50, although this is very low-end 50-50. How well does shotgun work? I don't know how I like this so far. It's kind of the same as beach ball. So shotgun's going to be one that works, but this is going to be a glove where it's really combat based whether or not the user is good or not. If you have a really good 64 user, I think that shotgun might not be your move, as I think a 64 could end up bullying you, but it could go either way, to be real with you. Shotgun's going to get the 50-50 mark for me. Of course, you could fight Fire Flower with Fire Flower and use a 64 against a 64 and may the best Mario win. All 4 one-shots of God's Hand, the Flex, Air, and Overkill are 50-50s, because in a slap fight, you can win that if you trade, but the problem is 64 does have that desync advantage, so they could use just the slam on you for the AoE, but if they end up missing that and you land the one shot, you could easily get rid of them. What happens with Titan? Alright, so oh, you just bypass the slam. The slam ability just doesn't even give you any knockback, and it could be easier to slap them because they're jumping up in the air, so if they're trying to come after you, you could easily just slap them out of the air. This is the one glove where as a Titan user you don't need to be spamming it, you could actually just slap them out of midair. So we are definitely going to give the Titan the golden tier counter here, one of the very few for this glove. Ooh, chain could be good if there's somebody next to a Mario. Yeah, if you have somebody underneath, you could definitely goober them, but you're not protected from the slams unless you actually slap somebody. I think I'm going to give chain a 50-50 here, just due to the fact that if you are in a very crowded space, this could work to definitely hit them before they get you, but if you're in a one-on-one and there's nobody around, you're going to get absolutely bullied by a 64 user, so I like it at the 50-50 mark. Glitch can definitely be a good deterrent here, but I wouldn't say counter. This is just like, stay away from me, please. Alright, so you're being chased by some goobers. What do you need to do? Pull them into that. They can't escape from it, and by the time they're free and can get up, you're about halfway ready to use your glitch again. So I could say that this is a pretty solid deterrent glove, but as for counter, I would definitely wouldn't say counter. The Elude glove will only save you from the slap, not the slam, so this is 50-50. I think the fish glove could probably be good here. So if you get slapped, you could obviously just fling yourself back in the arena, and you get your ability back so quick that if they come over to do the slam, you might have to dodge one, but if you do get dropped on, and they hit the slam, you can fling back in the arena as well. So I think Fish is going to get a gold here. I've got reports, ladies and gentlemen. Goofy could be a counter here. What happens when you slap one of these goobers? Look at them on the ground over there. This isn't a top counter, but watching them have that goofy little effect is hilarious. So the Goofy Glove is going to get a 75% counter from us. What happens with the Leash? They are fully nerfed. So if you can grab the 64, it will definitely fully nullify them. So this is going to be just like Goofy, where it's a 75% counter because you can get it with the slaps, but this does nothing to protect you from the AoE. Also, a thing to note with Leash, if you end up slapping somebody and it's not the 64, it's very easy for a 64 user to run up and slap somebody that's been lassoed because this glove leans forward. How effective is Boogie? Alright, so can they do a slam from the outside in? No, I don't think they can. They've tried a bunch, but can't. Boogie is going to get a top tier counter from us. When you have your Boogie active, they cannot jump in from the side and hit you with the shockwave. So all you would need to do for this glove is slap them once and then run up to them and place down a Boogie, and they can't jump out to escape and they can't use their slam, so it nullifies all danger to you. I wouldn't say that Rob's a counter. This is just a glove where it's like both of them are even with each other. The 64 will probably slap the Rob user more than the Rob user would slap the 64, but in terms of just being safe to each other, they're both pretty safe. It's just the 64 would get more slaps. What about the retro glove? Is it one of those gloves as well? In terms of movement, you guys are pretty much the same. And if you jump and swap over to the Banhammer and know that they are going to be chasing, it's going to be a little bit harder post-nerf here with retro to land these hammers. And don't even try with the rocket launchers unless you're doing a combo. So ideally, the biggest thing you're going to be using with this is going to be the bomb ability. Yeah, that's pretty matched, to be real. So like I was saying with Rob, this is one of those gloves where they kind of butt heads and are even with each other. I don't think they can get rid of the null minions on a slam, so this could be a deterrent, but they could easily remove these, so nowhere near a counter, just a deterrent. But no, you cannot remove them with a shockwave. Yeah, don't jump over it. So yeah, I like Null as a deterrent. They could obviously just jump to one of the side islands and get rid of the minions, but pretty interesting little deterrent. The next counter is going to be Alchemist with its invincible potion. If you watch my tutorial, you know that all you need is a mushroom and a piece of elderwood. Throw in 2 mushrooms into the potion, or cauldron, sorry, 1 elderwood. Click that ladle, drink yourself an invincible potion, and if they try to hit the slam on you, it ain't gonna work, chief. They can't slap or slam you, so you are free to go create whatever flower you might want. I mean potion. What am I on about? Flower. So Alchemist is gonna be our next gold tier counter. Can they jump after being Scythe? Can't jump while ragdolled. Nope. But if they see it coming, ooh, actually, how hard would this be to jump over, to be honest with you? Because it does have a massive hitbox. The one thing with Scythe you have to watch is your cooldown. They definitely win that battle, but I think you could still be pretty effective while using Scythe, because they have to jump extremely early to dodge this Scythe. 8 out of 10 times, they're not going to have the reaction timing. If you're like... yeah, you could easily catch them. We're going to give the Scythe Glove an 80 to 90% counter here. Santa's decent if you can time them out well. You can dodge the slams by jumping up when they jump up. So as soon as you dodge that first one, you just have to dodge their slaps. This is kind of like Retro. Both of these gloves can have an advantage over the other, but I don't think that one is better than the other, you know what I mean? This comes down to just user fighting. How effective is Schlob? I think with Schlob, this is a good method to fight the user and not have to worry about death. If it's by the shockwave, it's a better advantage for you because you can go farther to the side or wherever you might need to. So this is a good little slap fighting glove, and I would say a good 50-50 counter. The counter all glove, Avatar. This glove is not going to be a gold tier counter. It will keep you safe, but you catching them is going to be a rarity. They can't do anything in terms of knockback to you, but running away, it'll be very easy for them to escape. Even if you corner them, they have the speed. So I think I'm going to give Avatar maybe like a 60% counter or 75%. It's good, but it's not your solution. You know what I mean? And ladies and gentlemen, that is going to do it for the 64 counters. Honestly, not that many. This kind of gave me the vibes of like Avatar in a way, where it was just like nothing is countering it. But for a glove that costs the most slaps in the game, or close to it, I think it has a good price to it. Shout out to all the people that you do see on your screen right now that helped out in the counters. I highly appreciate you. Carl, Foxxy, CT, Bio, Gravity, Ivan, Cyborg, and Pyro. I appreciate you all. Let me know which counter was your favorite in this. I think for me, my favorite's going to be Schlob because it's not going to aggravate the 64 user, and it'll make for a long fight that'll help grind slaps. And let me know which counter you thought was the best. For me, I think I might go Boogie. Being able to trap them in a dance is pretty good, but there are other extremely good choices there. Let me know which one you would choose. But other than that, we all hope that you have an amazing rest of your day or night whenever you do end up watching this, and we shall see you in the next one. Later!